just gone through the what is it called, John? The chrysalis stage?
Chrysalis.
Yeah. And she looks great. And, like I say, she'll always be my mother. So I'll always love her. Welcome back to Seldom Differ's Terrible Features, a very special episode today.
We have our first terrible guest.
Mr. Marek Larwood.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here on the show. I've listened to all 100 episodes, and I'm very much 10 episodes, and I'm very much looking forward to being terrible on the show.
Well, it's a real pleasure. Star of TV and film, Marek Larwood. So, did everyone watch television last night? John, did you watch anything?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, yeah, what did you watch?
I watched Philip Pullman. You know Philip Pullman, the author? I watched his new comedy routine where he just does jokes about child death and rape.
Oh, dear. God. What was that called?
His Dark Material.
Hey up!
Was it good?
Yeah.
Funny.
What was your favourite bit of it?
The end, Max, I hope. Marek, did you watch anything on television last night?
Well, that sounds as bit as harrowing as what I watched. I watched this crime documentary. It's about this bloke. He spends a whole day with this polite person pouring like this yellow dessert sauce all over him.
Yeah.
He's being really polite all the whole time.
Right, what was that called?
24 hours in police custody.
That sounds good.
It does sound delightful, actually.
Matt, did you watch anything on
I
television?
did, yeah. I mean, I missed all this, but I watched something quite late at night, actually. It was a late night kind of a special where it's people going through epic fails, but quite horrific ones.
Yeah.
And it's narrated by Harry Hill.
What was that called?
You've Been Maimed.
God.
Yeah,
that does sound good.
Yeah, that was... it's pretty bad, actually. Ryan, did you watch anything crazy and wacky like that?
Yeah, I watched this weird show where these parents of teenagers follow them on holiday and spy on them having sex.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Sounds horrible. What was that called?
It's called Son, Sex and Suspicious Parents. Jesus.
Oh, yes. Yeah. On BBC Three, I believe.
It would have been a rerun because it's not been on for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, the premise of this. You ever seen this, Marek?
So they watch are they in the same room or a different room?
I think they're like in a cupboard, or maybe they're watching on monitors.
Yeah, they're
watching on monitors.
Watching on monitors. I think the premise is that these teenagers, I assume they're 18, have been like told, "Oh, you've won a holiday somewhere," so they go away, and their parents also go away on the same holiday with a film crew.
Or do they think it's sort of like an Ibiza Uncovered style show that they're on, but actually the parents are there,
watching their every move,
and they watch them having sex. They don't watch them
watch them out on the pool and getting pissed up. And
they'll be like in a bush across from the club. Sort of spying. It's a weird thing to do.
The thing is, like, what would you expect?
Yeah.
And once you start doing it, once you start watching that, then you get a taste for it.
Yeah.
And you end up
it's like a Black Mirror type thing.
Yeah.
I'm relatively a polite boy, as I think maybe Ryan and John are.
I'm very polite, I would like to think.
But, behind your parents' back,
I'm
awful. Some of the stuff that I'd say could be seen as terrible.
Yeah.
So there's another show that I feel like was on, but I don't think it lasted very long. I don't know if you've got any memory of this. But it was like they put cameras in. So parents went away and left their teenage son in their house, but it was rigged up with cameras. I swear this was a show that did one pilot or something.
Jacking up in every room.
Well, exactly. You'd just be wanking, wouldn't you? No offence. No offence, but you'd be wanking, right?
Do you know there was
if you're a teenage boy left alone in the house?
There was a show like that that someone we know worked on. Oh no! Anyway, there's a show like that where they've rigged up a house and it was like doing practical jokes on the kids and stuff like that. But basically, this kid is probably about 12 or 13. He goes to the front door, knocks at the door, and it's like, I don't know, the post woman, but it's like this buxom beauty who's like, "Oh, how you doing?" and that, and then they have this little conversation. And he's like, "What's going on?" and you're like, it's supposed to be a funny reaction, but then he closed the door, went upstairs, and had a wank. So the producer was like, "Burn it all. You've got to burn all this tape because it's like literally just a 13-year-old having a wank."
There's a myth about Noel's house party, isn't there?
What's that?
Someone on a guest. It was like Carol Smiley, apparently. And they set up cameras in her dressing room, and she hit a wank.
No.
Oh no.
I don't know if it's an urban myth or not, but...
Well, fair enough.
Well, we'll beep Carol Smiley's name out, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should, because, You say it is just an urban myth.
No.
I'm saying that's why I heard someone say. I don't know whether it's
You've
true or
not
not.
seen any footage.
No, I've not.
Have
You've not got any on your
Googled
hard
it?
drive.
No, but I mean, if you go in that dressing room, it's the first thing you would do. It's just something about the.
Yeah.
There's something about the dressing room.
like a plaque on the wall saying this as well.
Yeah.
A blue plaque. Carol Smiley had a wank in here.
Oh my lord! Well, a lovely start to the show, Marek. Thanks. We really do appreciate you coming on. I know you got lots on. You're very busy at the moment.
Well, I'm very busy doing stuff. I can't really. It's all quite top secret stuff. I can't really go into it. But I work a lot of films and
absolutely, mate.
J.J. Abraham,
and business. It's a hard business as well.
Yes, you're the star of television. We know it. You're the star of film. In fact, you actually played 2 or 3 characters in the festival. Is it called the festival?
The festival film.
I spotted you at least twice.
2 characters, yes.
Amazing. Did you get paid twice for that then?
No, I think the director, Ian Morris, I think he's like me having around. Basically, I played a policeman and he called me Egghead Policeman and he'd shout, "Oh, Egghead Policeman, just move there," and he found it really funny to do that. And then one of the costume, and then they had to do a night scene where there were some cultists at the festival. And he said, "Do you want to be in that as a..." I went, "Yeah, I'll do that." So I spent another 3 days on a night shoot.
Being
Egghead cultist, yeah. Made no sense at all.
And you're also a star of sketch, I suppose. You were part of We Are Clang, one of the best sketch shows Ryan's ever seen, he said. But my question to you is, have you ever done theatre, like a play?
Yeah.
Have you?
Really?
I've done 3 plays. This feels like it's leading into something.
No, I genuinely.
I have done
Now
something.
play the music.
Do you remember the lines?
Everyone has gone quiet and looking at me.
No,
I feel
just
I
interested.
feel a lot like that boy when the lady came to his door.
Yeah.
And he closed it, and there was something going on. And I feel like there's cameras watching me, and I've got a strong sense I'm maybe being recorded at this point in time.
Just don't have a wank, I would say, is the main thing.
Well, that's what I'm just thinking of now.
Numerous levels. We're in a high-tech studio today, so this is being recorded as well, with video as well as audio. But no, I was genuinely just curious.
Yeah,
not a loaded question.
I've done 3 plays. It's awful.
Were they all serious or?
No, they're all. I went to audition for a play, and you never read the whole thing. You just read the part you're going for.
Of course, highlight it.
Yeah.
And I had no work at the time, and then my agent phoned and went, "Oh, you've got the part." And I said, "Oh, who are the other 11 people in the play?" Because I thought it was easy. I just do like 20 lines. He went, "Oh no, there's 3 main characters, and you play all the other 9 characters."
Oh my shit.
And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I literally read. It was a 4-hander for an hour and a half, and I read through, and I thought I was almost crying because I can't remember more than 6 words. I put it on my iPod, all the lines, and I just went for a walk. I've got 4 weeks to learn.
Oh
I listened to the
God.
same thing for about 6 hours a day. I couldn't pick it up.
Wowzers.
So did it ruin
And
your life for
everyone
4
else
weeks?
was in it were Cambridge graduates. They can just remember things.
Right.
They've got photographic memories.
Right.
It was awful. I hated it.
Did you get paid for all 9 characters?
No.
There must be a theme. You seem to be like,
you really get your money's worth with Marek, don't you?
Yeah.
He'll
Just
play
get
all the
him-
parts.
Get him in. And more importantly, you're the creator of the hit game Volfsball, which we are huge fans of, and we've been down to play.
It's a cult game, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we have a team, don't we? That's the thing.
Yep.
The Killbones. I mean,
Killbones.
You can even get us on Twitter, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
At Killbones. Do you think you could just tell us briefly about Volfsball, just to let the audience know what the game is about?
Yes. Imagine a pitch with no corners. It's a circle. There are 3 circles.
Yep.
In the middle is a bit like an obelisk. Imagine that. A bit like but it's not. It's a prism, a triangular prism, and it's 6 foot tall. Pretty impressive sight. And then to make it more impressive, there's a hoop coming out the top of that prism.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get
It's a
there.
vertical hoop, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not a
yeah, it's a
horizontal
vertical
hoop.
hoop.
Important.
And what could be better than that? Imagine
Nothing.
if it's span.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
Next element.
Sometimes you forget about that.
Yeah.
And then you get down there and you're like, oh, it spins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not motorised, though. It spins
No.
based on the gameplay, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you score points?
Aesthetically, I'm just placing that image in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
listeners' minds. And then that prism is in the middle of a circle, which
Yep.
is about, say, 4 foot wide. No one's allowed in there. Just don't. That's a no-go, no playing zone. Then there's another circle, and that's the defending zone. And there's a circle outside that, which is the attacking zone. You have to throw a ball around. You can't run with a ball, and you can pass it around to other players, and you have to try and hit the prism. So miss the defenders and hit the prism. If you hit the prism, 1 point.
Sure.
If you kick it at the prism, how many points do you think that is?
Well, we know it's 3, don't we?
Yeah.
3 points.
If you throw the ball through the hoop,
5.
Volfsball.
That's a
That's
Volfsball.
a Volfsball, of course. Yeah.
And then there's the legendary doppel Volfsball,
Yeah.
which is if you kick the ball through the hoop.
Rarely seen,
three
actually.
times.
Rarely seen.
Yeah,
And also, if you head the ball
or if you head the ball, yeah.
through the hoop.
And you can only really appreciate this when it's watched as a viewer from some drone footage.
So it's tough to film, isn't it? That's the problem.
It's very tough to film, but it's still enjoyable. But if you see the drone footage, it's like ballet. You know,
Yeah.
Torval and Dean at their very best.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
You've got 3 people, or 2 teams of 3, moving in perfect symmetry. It's like one of those things when you see bacteria multiplying, but it doesn't multiply.
And as you've said before, the beauty of this game is you don't need that many friends to play it, do you? You only need to find 2 other people to join your team.
Yeah.
And then you've got a team, you're ready to go.
You've got a team to go. And you actually developed the actual physical sports equipment with your father, is that right?
My dad is he's the sort of brains behind. I'm not very good at making.
Is he an inventor, would you say, your father?
He originally was an accountant, and he's turned into, and in later life, he's become an inventor of failed, currently failing projects.
Yeah.
Which is a character from like a film in the 80s.
Rick Moranis sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, very much like Rick Moranis.
I was going to say, whenever I explain or try to explain Volfsball, people go, "Oh, like Quidditch."
It's nothing like.
Yeah, there's
it
no
annoys me, the
broomsticks.
Quidditch thing.
Can't you fly on brooms in Quidditch?
Yeah, exactly.
In Quidditch, when they play Quidditch, they
There's
put
also
sticks
loads of-
between their legs,
Yeah.
and allowed it's physical contact.
And some people have like truncheons.
Yeah,
And isn't there multiple balls going around
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Quidditch?
yeah.
It's more like I was going to say polio, though. That's the
not like
It's more like polio, isn't it?
Polio's a disease.
Yeah.
Polo, isn't it?
in terms of where I put it,
As in
I say
Quidditches.
Quidditch, sorry, yeah.
it's polio. No one wants it.
It's basically eradicated at this stage.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show anyway, Marek.
But
and
you've all
we
played
should
Volfsball.
press
Yeah,
on.
you've got to say how great it is.
Well, it's a
It's
great
brilliant. And
sport.
what I'd just like to show, because as we have the cameras here, is we actually won the speedball. I mean,
Yeah, speed
I don't know
Volfsball.
if you can see that if you're watching on the video. If you can't, it's around. It's a cup. It's about the size of, I'd say, 2 Pringles tubes high.
It's weighty.
Maybe it's heavy.
It has got weight
It's
to it.
slightly big. It's bigger than the World Cup, I would say, in size.
Yeah. it's the Jules Rimet
cameras
of,
do kind of affects that. It might look smaller, but it is.
It's
And
a
also,
fisheye
what people don't
lens.
realise is how big we are as people.
Yeah.
We are huge, and Ryan does have massive hands. Too.
So we're absolutely massive, but this is to a normal sized man, as I say, around the
Or
size
woman.
of... Or woman,
It's
of
2020.
course.
It's 2020.
How did you bring it here?
Well, I had to get a
Well,
truck to bring it.
that's
on
why the
crane.
Jubilee line was
That's why the Jubilee
fucked.
line was down, yeah.
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 Tried to get it in a carriage.
I wonder how much lager you could fit in there.
We'll find out.
Oh, we've
later.
actually done it, haven't we?
Gallons.
We drunk from the cup.
Marek, did I tell you that my nephew did a school project on Volfsball?
Where's the money? What? No, you didn't. What happened?
Yeah, so he was, because I told him all about Volfsball, and he was like, I've got to do one on like a sort of relatively unknown sport he had to do. He's like
perfect,
10
man.
years old. So he went on Volfsball website, and my brother Rich was like, yeah, guys, that's a good idea. And he just went, Dad, do you know what the first rule of Volfsball is? I was like, what? He goes, no dickheads. And my brother's like, right. Do you know what that means? Yeah. Oh, okay. So we don't say that, do we?
And he did that in big bubble writing.
Yeah. It's like, that's all over the front of his thing.
Did he get an A for his project?
Do you know what? I don't know. I assume so. He's brainy.
You say you've listened to the show before. You could be lying. I don't know. I mean, you've lied before. Is it fair to say you've lied before?
Probably about once a year. One lie a year.
Not just a
Are they
lie. I mean,
white
like
lies or are they
a
black?
lie.
But really dark ones.
Dark lies. Yeah.
Okay. So you get the gist of the show. We like to have a bit of a chat, and we play some features. We get some features going, play some games and stuff. I think maybe we should start proceedings.
Yeah.
Ryan, you know what to do. We need to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
As you know, we've spiced it up a bit. I've combined electric with good old-fashioned wheel.
It's a cyborg wheel now, isn't it?
To create the cyborg wheel.
Yeah.
Do you want to give it a spin and we'll see what the first feature is?
Genuine or genuine?
Genuine or genuine?
What do you think of the wheel? Matt sort of spiced up my wheel with some electronics.
I like the buzzer. I know there was a bit of problems around the buzzer. People didn't like you pressing it, and
it was my family, obviously the features wheel is a family tradition, having a features wheel, but Matt's a modern man, he wanted it to be electronic.
2020. It's 2020. Also, we had some complications with the buzzer. It's currently in repair, so I thought...
It seemed like it was becoming sentient, didn't it? And
that was an issue.
It felt like there was a trapped soul in there.
Something like that.
Made Ryan very uncomfortable.
Sorry to bring it up.
No,
it's fine.
Absolutely fine.
So it's that feedback.
It's genuine or genuine?
It's genuine or genuine.
Do you want to
play the jingle?
Yeah, play the jingle, please. We're playing genuine or genuine. Is it matter of fact or is it actual crap? Genuine or genuine. He's got a fact addiction or is it all fiction? Genuine or genuine. His lies are true, but is he lying to you? Genuine or genuine. He lies, he lies, he lies, he lies, he lies. Okay, guys, so this feature, as you probably all know, is a team-based feature where you're all going to try and discern which is the genuine fact, which is the genuine fact, and which is the genuine fact. Okay. So
obviously, genuine is a fictional fact, and a genuine fact is a fact.
As I say every week, Ryan, they're all true.
Every week, yeah. What do you like about this game, Ryan?
That we get to work together, Matt, and today we also get to work with Marek. Isn't that lovely?
It's a really great way to start, and the features world's done a good job selecting that. We can all get comfortable with each other and feel, make me feel settled in before the real competition starts.
Yeah, because we will be probably up against each other later in other challenges. So this is just a nice team bonding, experience.
I find this game very stressful. I love the game. I just find it really stressful.
Well, this is why the support network's good to have. It's good to have the support network of
be
me
kind,
and Marek
guys.
today.
Be kind.
Okay, Josh.
# be kind. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm just going to kick straight off. Fact number 1: spiders have blue blood. Mm-hmm. Spiders have blue blood.
Okay.
All right.
We'll come back to it. Come back to it.
All right. Black cab drivers train to perform emergency childbirth.
Okay.
My third fact: Barack Obama is terrified of geese. Barack Obama is terrified of geese.
I can buy that. I mean, they're fucking terrifying, aren't they? Have you ever seen a goose?
They are very scary.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I've often thought about the phrase, you wouldn't say boo to a goose. You wouldn't say boo to a goose.
No, I wouldn't.
Who's ever said boo to a goose? That's my question.
It's a bloody... Text in.
Have you said boo to a goose?
But it's like Candyman, isn't it? Originally, that was going to be, you go and say boo to a goose and you get, what's going to happen here?
A goose appears behind you.
Yeah, and literally snaps your neck.
Yeah,
wind his neck round your neck and just twist it, snap, done.
To be fair, actually, if you do go on my Instagram, there is a video of me saying boo to a goose.
Oh, so you would say boo to a goose?
Because I'm like their dad. You said I wouldn't, and I did.
Yeah.
So, but that was a different kind of thing. But I have actually said boo to a goose. Lovely petting zoo.
Congratulations, Matthew.
Yeah, but I imagine I'm one of few. Okay, sorry, John.
Yeah, I'm just going to... I'll add to that Barack Obama fact. He had... There's like... the White House lawn's very big, and they've got like a flock of geese that occasionally will be on there, sort of... He had them, like, moved to an area that he wouldn't be, like, getting him.
Near him.
Yeah, basically. Areas where he'd be...
Okay. So we've got the spiders with blue blood. Black cab drivers trained in... delivering babies, or Barack. Or Barack. Obama, right? Is anything stand out for you, Marek?
Well, I was listening to an earlier episode, and John revealed his tactics. He likes the minutiae. Try to do the minutiae thing. All blood is blue, isn't it? Unless it hits the oxygen, makes it red.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
There's oxygen.
So, if, for example,
if you went into my body, if you were shrunk down tiny,
Ant-Man.
What's it called? The inner space.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we inner space me,
And you crawl through my
push me up
pores.
your arsehole.
Right at the bottom,
Fired me actually.
Fired
Fired
you.
me in a gun.
You won't have to.
Yeah.
You won't have to go his arse because you could just be injected into his bloodstream.
Yeah, but if he gets a
It's quicker
choice.
because I know the way out then.
Yeah.
But in the
If you're
film,
just
And
in the
also,
bloodstream.
don't take that away from me, man.
oh, I see what you mean, Marek. Yeah, you
I
know
know,
the
oh,
exit.
this is what I just go down. Whereas if
Yeah.
you go in, it must be if you're
I'm scared of
there-
injections, is the thing.
What? So you'd take
So
a
I'd rather him go be fired up my arse.
like a little
Suppository.
vessel.
Yeah, I think so. Rather than injections,
If
freak me
If
out.
I got injected into say Ryan's ear, it would take me probably about 3 days to work my way out.
Because it would be massive, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Don't-
It should have been
oh
small.
yeah. So whereas if I just fire myself in the arsehole,
Yeah.
then I would go right. I can have a quick look, get it done, get on with the podcast.
It'd be like, do you remember? I don't really see them often anymore, but in supermarkets next to the tills, you said, the tubes, like vacuum tubes, and they put cash in it.
Yeah. I always thought it was a
I've
weird
seen
myth, but they actually do that.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's like something
Yeah.
from the future. I don't even.
It'd be kind of like that, though, wouldn't it? Whipping right up Ryan's bum.
Yeah.
Have a look.
Have a look at the colour of the blood.
Come out,
And you
resize.
Yeah. Also,
that's
I've
good.
been having some trouble up there, so if you could just take a few photos, maybe, and because I feel like there's some.
Well, I have a camera anyway.
Got some
because
issues at the minute.
I had to take the photo of the blood.
You have to have flash on, I suppose, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, need a good flash on it.
So I didn't actually know that, but it sounds like you've taught me into it that blood is blue anyway. Because I feel like when I've crushed a spider, which is I don't do that anymore. We've been through.
We've
this,
been
but-
through that.
But I can't remember what colour the blood was, but I feel like it would have just been red, or it's just guts, isn't it? I don't know.
It's just guts.
The second, I can believe personally, Barack Obama's scared of geese. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that's a trick one, isn't it? He's trying to make it.
Do you think it's that one then?
No, I think the cab drivers.
Is the genuine?
Is a genuine.
Yeah.
I would.
That's the one I think is
I would
genuine.
say
Though.
that.
That's the one that stands out. The fact that it stands out worries me though.
Now that seems crazy that you'd have to. They might. I mean,
This is my favourite part where you're second guessing yourself.
There's space but there is space in the back of a black cab, isn't there, to give birth?
yeah, but there's space in my bloody porch. You don't mean I'm going to give
Everyone who gets a porch built has to
learn how to
deliver
be a midwife.
Baby, yeah, it's a good point.
And also, they would have, cab drivers.
Yes.
They would have said, wouldn't they?
It'd been
We don't
talked
do
of,
deliveries.
They just talk. They would have gone.
Yes.
Oh, you know what, mate? Trying to deliver bloody babies, me. Of
course they
If
were.
you fancy having it's not just
Baby.
these Uber pricks come round here nicking our work. Can they deliver the fucking baby in the back of their fucking car? Can they
Good
car
point.
pricks? They'll be banging on about it the whole time. They always have a story. Yeah, of course I had 3 kids I've driven in the back of this car.
Katie Harvey, I pulled him out of Katie. Yeah, that's got to be. It's got to be a
It's a
genuine
really-
They
fact.
would have said about it, wouldn't
They
they?
would have mentioned it, yeah.
I mean,
100%.
it's bloody good. They're all bloody good. That's the problem. But
So we're going to go
are
for
we happy with that?
the genuine fact is that
Fact 2.
black cab drivers are trained to deliver babies. Yeah, we all agreed.
I'm agreed
Yes.
with that.
Lock it in.
You lock that in?
Yeah.
The genuine fact is that Barack Obama is terrified of geese.
Oh, what the hell are you talking about? No, he's done this. It's tougher than it looks, isn't it? Or sounds, I suppose.
Let me
Go
me
on.
give you some background. Right, basically, it's the Knowledge Plus is what it's called. It's part of the
Oh.
thing they're training. So what they do now is
no.
they do. It's like I think thousands of black cab drivers are trained in like emergency first aid, and also part of that is emergency childbirth.
Wow.
What to do in that situation? Spiders. Humans don't have blue blood on the inside. It's red. That's why your lips are red because it's very thin.
Well,
'cause
some people do.
It binds.
Aliens.
The Queen.
Nice.
It binds with iron, which makes it red. In spiders, it's copper that they have, makes it blue.
So good conductors.
But that
spiders.
was part of the trick. Was I thought you might think that it's blue anyway until it reaches
So
oxygen.
catching off spiders, stepping down the scrappy, you can get yourself a few bob.
Yeah, for copper.
Copper-wise, yeah.
Yeah, imagine
Don't,
that.
I tell you what, don't tell those gypsies you've got spiders in your house.
I was just thinking, you've got to be pretty hard pressed to be catching spiders. They've got copper in their blood. Fuck me. Oh dear. I remember at a point just before, who was it? It wasn't the British National, was it BNP? Who was Griffin head of?
Nick Griffin.
Nick Griffin.
He was
BNP.
It was BNP.
Yeah,
wasn't
was
it?
BNP.
What was the other one that was sort of
UKIP.
BNP? But
UKIP or...
There was English Defence League.
Yeah,
The
EDL.
EDL was
EDL,
outwardly really bad.
Yeah,
BNP
yeah.
was sort of
Well, BNP
the
actually had like
the nice
a-
face of EDL. aren't they?
BNP, just before they just went into liquidation, whatever you want to call it, he was literally putting in their newsletters, if anyone's got any copper that we can scrap, just to try and get money together to keep this
Yeah.
thing going.
Right.
I was like, fuck me, that's the end of the road right there, isn't it? If you're asking your voters to get scrap copper.
I remember at my old job, they were sort of struggling for work at some point, and they just sort of had a meet. The guy who's in charge of new business had a meeting with everyone in the company, and was going like, "Listen, guys, if you know anyone that works for any like brands or anything, just give us the contact. We can get in touch with them. I want a video making." And there was this guy, Elliot. Was it Elliot? No, it wasn't Elliot, in fact. But there was this guy anyway who worked there, and they were like, "Where did you work before here?" He was one of the runners, and he said, "Well, I was labouring on a building site." They're like, "Yeah, great. Get in touch with the builders. Does the building company need a video doing for anything?" It was hilarious. It was the desperation was quite something.
Wow. Are they all right though now?
They got bought, didn't they?
Are they
By
back?
someone
Yeah,
else?
they're still going. Actually,
Yeah.
they got bought by another company. They're still going in some way or another, some form. But yeah, that was tough times.
When you're next on the line, you got to do what you got to do, aren't you, Marek?
A lot of
Do what you
redundancies.
don't do.
Yes, I can imagine. Okay, well, moving swiftly on. Shall we spin that wheel round?
Yeah, let's have a
let's give it
feature.
a bit.
Yeah.
Get another feature going. Good work, John. You've done us again. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, sorry. Hope we don't land on genuine or genuine again.
Pints win prizes.
I'm so excited.
Oh, wow.
One of my favourites.
You
You might not have heard.
I've
this
not
yet.
heard this one. No.
You've not heard Pints win prizes.
No.
You're in for a treat.
I suppose the jingle actually explains everything you need to know. But you're
It
going to be on
really
a
does.
game show, all three of you, right now. In fact, I've even got my Pints win
that's
prizes.
really
Show the
nice.
camera.
Question card. I'll just subtly get that in there. You get a zoom at some point, right? Yeah, play the jingle, Ryan. Let's see if Marek can pick it up from this.
What can I get you, pal?
Pint of lager, please.
No problem.
Hey, I wonder how many pints of lager you can fit in a bath.
Well, there's a way to find out.
Oh yeah, how's that then?
By playing.
Pints win prizes! All you have to do is guess how many pints you can fit in a particular vessel, and the closest wins a prize. So remember, as the lager rises, pints win prizes! With your host, Matt Skillington.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Pints Win Prizes, where you've got to guess how many pints you can fit in a bloody vessel. We've got three contestants on the show today. Let's meet them. John Patrick from Sheffield. What's your name? Where do you come from?
It's John Patrick, and I'm from Sheffield.
Hey! And we've got Marek Larwood here, I believe, from the Isle of Wight. What's your name? Where do you come from, Marek?
My name's Marek Larwood and I'm from the Isle of Wight.
Oh, hey. And Ryan Howes, I believe, from Sheffield. What's your name? Where do you come from?
My name's Ryan Howes and I'm from Sheffield, Matt.
Oh, lovely to meet you, Ryan. Thanks for all coming today. Hey, I hear it says here on my car there's a funny story about buses or something. Is that you, John?
Yeah.
You got a
That's
funny
me,
story to
yeah.
tell, have you? Let's hear it then.
Well, I wanted to get the 52 bus into town, but I got on the 252, which goes out of town. It doesn't go
The other-
It goes sort of the other way.
Opposite way.
And then I got on it and I went, oh no, I can't believe it.
Got on the wrong bus.
And then after a few minutes, the bus driver said, oh, this bus has been redirected. It's going into town. So I couldn't believe it. And so,
yes. So you thought you were going the wrong direction,
Yeah.
and then they changed the route.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, buses are mad. And it's an interesting that you should mention buses, actually, because that is the vessel I am looking for today, weirdly. And my question to you three is,
Yeah.
how many pints of lager could you fit in the tank, the petrol tank, of a double-decker bus?
Right.
Okay.
And you have 30 seconds, or the time it takes for me to down this pint of lager, to have a think. Okay, guys, your time is up. We're looking for how many pints can you fit into the fuel tank of a double-decker bus. And I am the landlord, and we are having to lock in. Can you please lock in your answers? You're locked in?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start.
No idea.
We'll start with John Patrick. How many pints can you fit in a double-decker petrol tank?
So I think the answer is, I think it's 320 pints.
320 pints from John there.
So I think it's like going to have about 150-ish litres tank.
Maybe. I've honestly no idea.
It's not your specialist subject, is it? The old. Oh, hello. Oh, bless. We've got a lovely dog in the studio today. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to go over to Marek. How many pints of lager? And you've got to remember, it is.
Well, that could be right, though.
You've got to remember, it's pints of lager.
Yeah, that does change things a little bit, doesn't it?
That's the most important thing.
I think I made a mistake.
You've locked in now, unfortunately.
36 pints.
36 pints of lager for Marek. And Ryan House, how many pints of lager do you think you can fit in a double-decker?
110 pints, Matt.
110 pints. Well, I can reveal that one of you is closest to the answer. The actual answer I was looking for how many pints of lager can you fit in a double-decker petrol tank is 528 and a half.
Yeah, you were way up.
Which I think is 23 litres or... No, John was
by far the closest.
Won by a mile. 36 pints. I can drink that on a night out, Marek.
You could be a bus tank.
You could be.
I could, actually, yeah. Just fill me full of petrol.
Well, if they think, the tank's gone in this... Oh, do you mind drinking 36 pints? We'll just put
and
a
then
tube...
just stick your legs out the bottom.
Yeah.
No, but I could...
Flintstones.
I wouldn't be able to, though, because that's not the right answer.
No, but you just think we only need to go for... How often do they refuel? That's the question I want to ask.
So how many was it? 500?
If they're on journey, they need to get another double-decker that drives at the same speed as them as they're driving down, and they plug it, like jet planes refueling in the air. That's how they do it.
Oh, like something from like Speed or something.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's bullshit.
Because the thing about buses never stop.
No, they've got to keep going.
Yeah.
Imagine if you stole a bus and the tank was empty and you had to do that thing where you to squirt the siphon the bus. But you need to do it for the start. You don't need to do the whole 548.
No, you just got to get it going, don't you? You don't drink it. That's why you've been going. You've been drinking the fuel.
I've been drinking the petrol and then spitting it into the car.
Weirdly,
and then vomiting it back up.
Yeah.
If this was a lineup and someone came up and said someone's stolen a double-decker bus, who do you think they're going to pick? Just by looking at us.
If they said who's stolen the bus, I might say.
I know you're thinking me or Marek.
It's you or Marek, isn't it?
We've got Skinner.
I was going to say, if the question was who's been drinking the petrol, that's got to be Marek, isn't it? That goes without saying. But who's stolen the bus? Well, yeah, it could be you, Matt.
I think John Patrick would have stolen the bus.
What do you think?
I just think he's got...
Tweeters, who would steal a bus? Who
looks more like they're going to steal a bus? Anyway, look, let's stop avoiding the question. John, I believe, actually... Have you got... Sorry,
No, sorry, I thought I cut Marek off there. I thought you were going to say why you think John is a bus stealer.
I think you need to look deep into someone's eyes to see whether they steal something. So you have to have close-ups of our eyes, and then you'll be able to... If you could do it now on the video, I'll do a close-up on our eyes.
We can do it in post, don't worry. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Live.
No, it's definitely... You've got double-decker bus written all over you. No, but we need to get to because pints do win prizes, and the closest does win a prize, and the prize this week goes again to John. Yes. I think
he's won every one.
Third in the row.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can have room in your house. Although
I'm so bad at judging how many pints of lager fit into a particular vessel.
Can I just say, do you know how many pints are in a litre?
No.
So it's 568 millilitres.
How many litres do I drink on an 8 out, John?
How many litres?
Answer me that.
About 8.
Well,
A per litre.
What's say you average about 8 pints? What's that in litres?
It's a lot.
4.72.
Okay, well, that's going to help me in future then.
He said it with such authority.
Saying like, anyway, let's go to Gary and find out what John has won.
Congratulations, you've won an 1800s artificial leech. Bloodletting with leeches was such a popular treatment for a range of medical conditions that an artificial leech was invented in 1840 and was used frequently in ear and eye surgery. The rotating blades would cut a wound in the patient's skin, while the cylinder would be used to produce a vacuum that sucks up the blood. So now, after a couple of pints of lager, you can drain a couple of pints of blood with this artificial leech.
Brought to you, courtesy of Pints Win Prizes.
Great.
There you go, another item for John to take. Your wife must be thinking, what's all this shit in here?
Well, what did I win first week? Can't remember.
You won an organ.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Pipe organ.
Pipe organ.
You should know. It's in your house.
Well, it's true. Yeah, but it's in the other wing. I don't really go
You won a
down that way.
potato tractor last week, was that?
Potato tractors, that's going in my garden.
Yeah.
Because I'm just moving.
This is probably quite easy, much easier to carry than the previous
it's
prizes,
only
isn't
about
it?
that big. I've seen them before. It's only about 4 inch, 5 inch.
And you've seen that before.
Hey-oh. Anyway, look, we should... Anyway, we should move on.
Sure.
I want to try and cram as many features in as possible today. It's very special. It's a 10th...
Well, we've got Marek here,
10th birthday today.
The tin anniversary.
It's a tin anniversary.
Tin.
Let's not forget. 10th anniversary.
Are you just saying, like with a New Zealand accent, 10?
Or were you saying an Irish? You were saying it's a thin anniversary.
Very good. It is. It's all these things and more. But it is all. It's 10. It's tin, and it's thin. To be honest.
There you go. Well, we should spin the wheel then.
Yeah.
Really? Do you mind giving it another spin, Ryan?
Ryan's riddled with it.
Ryan's riddled with it. Now, I believe this is only...
Occurred once before.
Was
I
that
think.
right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So...
Best way to explain it?
Probably playing the feature, really. Probably playing the jingle, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, do it. I always think it's the best way to get these things across.
Have you heard? Ryan's riddled with it.
Riddled with what?
Riddled with it.
Have you heard? Ryan's riddled with it.
Riddled with what? It's not. Have you heard? Ryan's riddled with it. What's Ryan riddled with?
Is absolutely riddled. Poor bugger.
That's right, it's Ryan's riddled with it. Basically, I'm going to deliver to you three a riddle, and the answer to the riddle is the medical condition that I am riddled with this week. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this week's riddles take the form of 3 limericks.
Oh, no.
Right.
And each limerick is about a character, and each character has this condition.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Oh, blimey.
So
we should have done this for the Paddy's Day special.
yeah, it would have been nice, wouldn't
just
it?
Gone, but
not to worry.
No worries.
Okay. You understand the rules?
So 3 different stories, same.
And they all suffer from the same ailment, yeah.
Okay.
And it's also what I'm riddled with this week.
Of course.
There was a fat bloke with a thing for killing his wives and boozing. His privileged position meant he got this condition, which was then called Disease of the Kings. Now, you can lock in at this point for 3 points, or you can wait for the next riddle, limerick, and lock in then for 2 points, or you can wait for the third and get 1 point. Quite simple, really. So you don't have to lock in just yet if you don't want to, but you can if you want to. You've locked in, I feel like.
I've locked in.
Yeah,
okay,
locked in.
and John's locked in.
Can I just hear it one more time?
There was a fat bloke with a thing for killing his wives and boozing. His privileged position meant he got this condition, which was then called Disease of the Kings. Maybe I've done quite an easy limerick first. Maybe I should have done them in a different order, but we'll see.
No, that's fine. I say I'm not going to lock in, actually. I'm going to...
You're going to wait?
Go for the next one.
Okay, fair enough.
A good tactic, actually. A wise man would have done that, actually.
Just...
If you've locked in.
Because I think I know what it is, but I want
to be sure, yeah.
Lose.
Oh, okay, ready for limerick number 2? Mm-hmm. There was an ill woman called Grace, Too much meat made her large at the waist. Her penchant for French prose was lucky, I suppose, as her disease was the French word for taste.
Oh.
Harder than the first clue.
Okay.
Probably should have done that one first.
Terrible ordering. Probably the disease has made you. You've probably been infected, not been able to think straight, so you put them in the wrong order.
I should have put the first one last, I think, now. Well, we'll see. You might not have got it. You probably have.
I've locked in.
You've locked in, okay. So I'll do the third riddle limerick anyway for the audience at home, who are playing along at home. There was a large fella called Pete, with swelling and pains in his feet. His glorious diet of booze, fags and fry-ups was the cause of this legend's defeat.
That's a great limerick there, right? Great work on the limericks.
Yeah, but maybe the ordering is where I've my downfall this week. But we'll see. So
I don't think so, because on your first limerick, I was thinking it was completely something else.
Really? Okay.
I thought it was a sex disease.
Oh, okay. No, I wouldn't.
Well,
it's not that sort of show, is it?
It's not that sort of show at all. It's for the family, Marek.
There was King, what's his name? Bonnie King...
Charlie.
Was it Bonnie King Charlie who got syphilis?
Syphilis, maybe, yeah.
And,
I don't know.
So one of them went mad. Or was that mercury poison?
King,
Sorry,
that was George III, wasn't it?
Right,
went mad.
thank you. That's what I'm saying. So
Did
I don't think you...
He had sex with Prince Charlie.
I don't think you've done it in the wrong order at all, Ryan.
Okay, well, I can reveal that the answer is gout. And can I see... So Marek's actually got gout. John's written Henry the Gout, but I'm going to accept
Henry
gout.
VIII.
Henry the Eighth and gout, yeah, absolutely.
I think I spelt it wrong, but...
Matt's got gout, but on the second round lock-in.
Yeah.
So he gets 2 points and you guys go away with 3.
Oh, it's nice.
Well,
It's a nice feeling having all those points.
Which bit gave it away for you?
King's disease.
Is that really well known, right?
It's the evil, the cheeses and the wines and the...
It's a rich people's disease, gout, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Gout is a general term for a variety of conditions caused by a build-up of uric acid. This build-up usually affects your feet. Eat too much purine-rich food, such as red meats, organ meats, and certain fish, and drink alcohol. It can cause gout, yeah. So,
well,
gout, scurvy. These I'm picking the diseases that I feel like I could get.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
You could get. They used to have menus with, like, nowadays you get vegan and vegetarian.
Right.
They used to have ones that said, like, I think it was a U for uric, like, acid, so it'd be like low.
Right, okay.
Because
it was so common.
People got gout from eating shit all the time.
Jeez. Jesus. Great.
Anyway.
We can move on.
Maybe might as well move on, yeah.
Spin the wheel.
Oh, yeah, spin the wheel.
One thing I was going to say was, this is our 10th episode, and this feels like a milestone for us.
Yeah.
But it's very low level in podcasting in general, isn't it?
Big time, yeah.
Because you, Marek, how many podcasts do you think you've appeared on, including ones that were your own podcast?
Appeared on?
Well, you might have guested, or you might have run your own podcast, but how many do you think you've recorded? You're a bit of a pod king, I feel like.
Total podcasts.
Yeah.
I had a film podcast.
Because that went for
about
years,
300
didn't it?
of those.
Yeah, how did you keep going for 300?
There were lots of films. Luckily, it's more than one film.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean...
But how do you keep the motivation?
We didn't realise when it started before, oh God, there's not many films, and they kept on.
They kept making them,
films
yeah,
out.
of course.
Well, we've got to keep bloody going.
God, yeah.
And then it gets out of control, and you think, oh, I can't keep up with all of these films.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just give up. I think, life really, you normally think, I can't control this anymore, I just give up.
You gave up, but it was after 5 years or so, or something like that.
Positive
Yeah.
message.
I think when it never really gets above 800 listeners,
Right.
you've been doing it for 5 years, you think it's mainly just the computer downloading it automatically. People aren't listening.
I see what
It's
you mean.
just being downloaded by a computer and sitting there, and then one day someone will go, oh, my computer's full, and delete it.
Oh, that film came out ages ago. I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But
Well, that's
good,
a nice, happy,
that's lovely.
happy-go-lucky story. Isn't it?
Happy birthday, guys.
Phil's
Probably done about 500 podcasts.
Amazing.
And you're still saying that this is the best one you've ever done?
This has made me realise there is new
Why you
life.
stopped doing
There's new life in podcasts.
Jingles all the way.
Jingles all the way. Yeah.
Quite recently, the podcast Never Not Funny, if you are aware of that, it's one of the oldest podcasts from 2006. It's just done its 1000th episode.
Bloody
It's
hell.
pretty big.
Is that genuine or genuine?
That's genuine. I was just listening to...
That's a good question.
No, that's genuine. I was listening to him on a different podcast.
I know they're all really old now. And
He's in his 50s, but he's been going since 2006, so I think he's old then. Well,
Bloody hell.
not all.
Well,
we'll see, won't we? It's a bit of fun anyway. Spin that wheel, Ryan, and I know Marek's desperate for another feature.
This spin is sponsored by Matt's Crisp Pizza, the crispiest pizza around.
Kirsty's question.
Sorry.
About Kirsty.
Kirsty's question. Oh, well and good. What are you talking about, Matt's Crisp Pizza?
I don't want to bring this up again.
I don't want to get into this again.
If I'm paying for advertising space, I can advertise what I want.
Yeah.
And what I want to advertise is Matt's Crisp Pizza, the patented pizza parlour that I created.
Bullshit.
and just to be clear on this, because it says it's the crispiest pizza, does that mean it's a crispy base?
It's a play on words mainly, Ryan. It's mainly because there's crisps on the
That's
pizza.
what I thought, yeah. I just wasn't sure if that was clear.
Oh, sorry, yeah. If you've never seen or tried Matt's Crisp Pizza, it's a pizza that's comes with a crisp topping, such as quavers, if you want the
Scapes,
bacon frazzles for the for the meat feast, as I call it. That's bacon frazzles and Monster Munch meat flavour. That's the meat feast.
And you think you invented this?
Seafood special is the prawn cocktail, and then
But you're saying that you... What?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Well, John,
in actual fact, I think maybe you like to think you came up with the idea first, but I brought it to market before you.
People tend to forget that maybe Ryan came up with this.
Shut up.
It is Matt's Crisp Pizza, and I'm paying for the advertising space.
All right. We'll see next week, won't we?
We'll see.
I think there's room for everyone in the crisp pizza market.
You're very sweet, Ryan. You're a very sweet boy, and I've always said it.
Yeah, wrong, but very sweet.
Anyway, Kirsty's question.
Do you remember Kirsty from last week? Was it a couple of
Yeah, maybe. Can't remember now.
You'll
but
have got to this at this point, Marek. But
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Because
we're a bit ahead, but
I'm here in the part. This is months after.
Weeks.
The whole time thing is quite strange, isn't it? Because this has happened.
I find it very confusing.
And then there's future Ryan,
Yeah.
who edits the podcast. But then there's the listeners who are after future Ryan. For them, that's past Ryan.
Oh, it's like a Pulp Fiction movie.
it is
That exact movie.
multi-narrative. Is there anything you want to say to future Ryan?
Yeah, I want to say that future Ryan, you're stuck in this weird abyss where you're editing this. You're in the future, but also in the past. I mean, and you probably feel quite lonely. Like there's no one you can talk to. You're just in the room, listening to things again, thinking, "Oh, here's a mistake. I wish they'd paused there. I wish they hadn't talked over a jingle.
Yeah.
I wish they hadn't scratched their face or made some noise there." And that's all I'm doing. I'm just clearing up mistakes. I've already heard this one. It's not funny anymore. I don't even like this. I want to say I love.
It wasn't funny at the time. It's not funny now.
I want to say I love you. I love you, future Ryan.
Thanks, Marek. I love you too, and I need all the love I can get right now. You're talking about being alone, me being alone here. You don't have any idea how true that is. You guys in the past, the terms self-isolation, the terms social distancing, they mean nothing to you. Just enjoy the past where you can, because you don't know how lucky you are.
Well, good point. Good point.
Good response.
Kirsty, we got drunk the other night. We put on Facebook open auditions, basically, to if you want to be on the show and get yourself a feature. We took it down very quickly because we thought we don't want this. We don't want these people, these nobodies getting in touch. Anyway, one of these people did Kirsty, and we thought, why the hell not? Let's give her a feature. So she's done the feature now. There's no jingle to go with it.
No, but I think she's just... Well, it's Kirsty's question. She's basically, when we have a guest on, I guess, we'll this is what we've done this time, at least, got her to ask you a question.
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it?
So we'll play it in and you can give her your answer, I suppose.
Well, yes, please.
Hiya lads, it's me, Kirsty from Answorth in Sheffield. Thank you so much for giving me a feature. I cannot believe it. It is live, laugh, love from now on. I tell you, new year, new me, let me tell you. Anyway, Kirsty's question, that's me and that's my feature. This question's actually for you, Marek, love. By the way, I love all your work. My friend Debbie thinks you're well fit, but I can't quite see it. Not because you're not, love, it's because when I was younger, when I used to knock around with this girl called Sharon. I still know her now she's on Snake Book. I don't really like her now because she's a snake, but back in the day we were mates, and her dad got done for indecent exposure up at Big Asda. I mean, I don't think it was ever confirmed legally, but that was the rumour that was going around. Anyway, you look spitting image of him, so I can't see it personally. on a sexual level. But anyway, look, my question is, I know you and Matt are losing your hair and that, but listen, father of my youngest, he's a baldy bastard now, and I'm scared shitless that he's going to lose his hair and all when he gets a bit older. So my question is to you, Marek, what can I say to my youngest if and when he starts losing his hair to comfort him, basically? And what advice would you have to give? All right, that's my question. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Kirsty from Answorth in Sheffield, and this is New Year, New Me. Bye, lads.
Okay.
Interesting question.
So he's not gone bald yet?
No,
it's his youngest, I think. So, I mean, I don't know. I imagine it's a child, and she's trying to prep.
Yeah. I would start being really horrible, verbally abusive to him now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right.
At an early age, just really horrible. Telling him he looks something. Have you done something? Is there something wrong with you? Taking him to see specialists and stuff like that. That they think that they think there's something physically wrong with his face.
Just with his face.
So the whole makeup of the whole balance, it just looks imbalanced. And so take him to a doctor and say, what's wrong with his face? It just doesn't look right. Make him sit there through that. I'd sort of probably phone the school, say to his teachers, can you start calling, make references to him looking ugly,
Make him feel
like
ugly,
that. And then as he starts losing his hair, just say, yeah, you look a bit nice.
Something's changed.
Yeah,
you
look
nice.
That's positive reinforcement.
So it's almost like it must have been the hair that was causing the ugliness.
So he'll think, oh right, and then he'll. I mean, the risk is that you do some damage now.
Too young,
but
long term.
But when they're 7, I think it's only the first 7 years, the formative years in your personality.
Yeah.
So ideally, day after 7th birthday, you start.
Right.
That's when
my brother had gone to this thing the other day where you have like baby cinema, where you go to the cinema and you can take a baby with you. But some of the films...
He has got a baby.
He does own one. But the films could be 15, 18 certificate, but you can take the babies in. But you got to stop, I think it's at 1 year old or 2.
Right.
Maybe it's 2 years old.
Because they start to understand a bit.
Yeah, it starts seeping in, which that scared me, knowing that.
Unless you've got a really thick baby, if you can try and prove you're not allowed in. Sorry, your baby's like 13 months. You know, I know he's really behind.
How would you
just put the baby's head in a bag or something so that they're not taking in the...
We'll try and shrink the baby, like put it in really tight clothes so it doesn't look as big.
That's also true,
put it in massive clothes.
So it looks like a man's suit.
Yeah.
Then it would look really small, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Also, you could just put it on your shoulders and then just like have a big overcoat with just the baby's head poking out.
That's a good idea. And the baby's got a false moustache on.
Or one of those fake bodies where you just have it. You know, what dogs, they put them in costumes so that they're walking.
Yeah, very funny.
Just put the baby's arms so that their feet so paint the back of the baby black.
Okay, trying to work this out.
The baby's arms into the...
As what, a dog?
No, just as in, say you've got a black coat on, whatever coat you've got on, just paint the whole back of the baby...
That colour?
Well, it wouldn't be a baby, it'd be a toddler. You paint the back of it in tar or something like that. Because it would rub off.
Tar and popcorn.
So you'd go in with a baby...
No, toddler. So I want to go in.
You'd go with a toddler, and the toddler is attached to your back and covered in tar.
No, I'm wearing a black coat.
Yeah.
I'm saying because it's easier. I've tarred the toddler from its...
neck down.
Yes.
So it's just a head.
So it's facing you.
And then you put a smaller body underneath.
I
see, okay.
And I lead the tarred... I attach a big belt around the
tarred area.
Yeah. And then you get to see the film and you don't have to pay for that toddler as well.
But my worry is taking the baby out, and I bet like M&Ms and popcorn are all
stuck to the tar.
Tar and popcorn.
Well, I think...
The title of this podcast.
The smell of tar, when you get that in your mouth, the last thing you want to do is eat sweets or popcorn, so the baby the toddler wouldn't want to do that.
Just kind of tracking back slightly to the idea of, emotionally abusing this toddler once they're 7. One issue with that is, what if they never go bald?
Yeah.
And then you haven't got a chance to start.
Well, I suppose you're going to have to start in their sleep, plucking the hair out or shaving the head when they're asleep. That's what you have to do then.
Force feeding them baldness.
Yeah. Forcing it upon them.
Yeah. That works.
I think a pretty good answer, though, to be fair, Marek.
works for me.
I hope that's helped, Kirsty. I hope
Yeah,
that.
and you're having a baby soon, John. So, but then again, you've got a good head of hair, so you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then sometimes that happens. It goes the other way, doesn't it?
Exactly.
You know, what's it called? It skips a generation, or a fallback, is it? Or a
Leap year.
knockback? Or leap year, that's the one. That's what I'm thinking of. You might have a leap year as a baby.
Cheers.
Let's move on. Kirsty, I hope you're satisfied with that answer. Please do get in touch again and we'll see if we'll put you on. And Ryan, maybe you should give that feature wheel the spin of its life.
How long do they live for?
The lights on the wheel are blinding, aren't they? Again,
Yeah,
that's sort of, you
absolutely.
get dots, don't you?
Magical, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
absolutely magical. Marek, have you played along with this game at home?
Yeah, I'm very fond of this game.
It's a classic.
Okay, good. Well, we'll get started. Ryan, future Ryan, I would love it if you could play some kind of nice, deep ocean sounds. Nice, relaxing ocean sounds. Is that all right, future Ryan?
Yeah, that sounds nice, actually. I think a bit of calm is what we all need at the moment. Something like this.
No, that's perfect, yeah. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Okay, the creature I'm looking to get a lifespan on is the ocean quahog clam. The ocean quahog clam.
Ocean quahog clam. How long does it live for? Do you want to get involved?
How long does it live for?
Now, yeah, it's a clam. What's so special about this clam? Not a great deal on the surface. It's what they call... so it's a large burrowing bivalve.
Ooh.
Okay, and a bivalve is basically something that's... it's a mollusk which has a compressed body within its shell. So, you know, a clam, an oyster, a mussel. It's quite a large one. And it's native to the North Atlantic Ocean, so it's quite local to us, actually. We find it a lot in our sea. And it's harvested commercially for food, so it's a very tasty clam. People can't get enough of this particular clam. Ryan, I know what you're thinking. How big are they?
I always like to know the size, because I feel like the size affects the lifespan. I'm sorry, I just think that.
Well, it exceeds 50 millimetres or 2 inches shell height.
50 millimetres?
2 inches shell height.
So, like that. Like 5 centimetres.
Half a
That's
centimetre.
like thickness.
No, that's 5 millimetres.
5 millimetres.
They bury under the seabed, and they have a little siphon that they come
to
out.
get the petrol out of the bus.
To get the petrol out of the double-decker bus. Very nice callback. To siphon all the bits of, you know, little molecules and stuff. They're not massive eaters, Ryan. They don't overfeed themselves. They don't stuff themselves.
Sucking bits and bobs off the surface.
But sometimes cod mistake these little things for like worms and stuff, and they often get snapped off.
And you have a picture, do you?
I do have a picture, yes. I'll just show you the picture, guys. I've got it up here for you. I had it prepared and then I took photos.
We'll put this on Twitter, of course, for anyone who wants to play along at home.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I see.
And that's its siphon there.
Grotesque.
Have a good look at that. Now,
It's like a sort of a toad in the hole a little bit, doesn't it?
That's quite a nice thought, actually.
Yeah, it looks like a sausage poking out of a speckled sausage poking out of a shell, but that could be a Yorkshire pudding.
So they have like
Could be.
a regular age, you know, average lifespan. But I actually want you guys to give me the answer to the oldest one that's been found. The longest living of these creatures.
I have a small...
on record.
Pardon me,
Yeah, go ahead,
Matthew. I have a small question. How do they know how long it's lived for? Because do they ask it? It can't speak. Does it have a birth certificate?
Is
No?
it like the tree where they've got the rings on the shell?
It's exactly like
Well,
that.
so like it grows layers on the outside.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
They're
and they
like-
slice it in two, and however many layers it's got.
No,
that's
the
it.
shell. The
shell. Sorry, right, yeah.
The shell itself.
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
Like carbon dating almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't want to give too much away, but
Okay.
there's a guy that I'm after.
Okay, well,
just want you to have a guess at how long he lived for.
Okay, I'm good.
Or she.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
You're locked in. Well, I can reveal that this is the longest lived creature to ever have lived.
Oh my God.
On record that we know of.
Well, this is wrong, isn't it?
Okay. I just want to tell you that now.
You could have said that before.
Well, that might have given too much away, Owsy. So is everyone locked in?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of you is going to be closest. So there is a winner amongst us. I'll tell you what, Ryan. Let's give. What have you put?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. Marek.
I've gone for twice as many pints as in a tank of a bus. 72.
72 what?
Years.
Okay.
He's gone 4.5. I went 45.
45
years.
Well, I think we can... Marek has gone the highest.
He's gone high.
So we would assume more things have lived older than 72 years old. You do win, Marek. You've definitely won, which is a bonus. The actual age...
Can I have a guess now?
Yeah.
400.
400.
400.
Oh, you bastard. You're going to do the Price is Right technique, aren't you?
What? Somebody's saying 400 again. That's what I think it is.
250.
250. It's actually 507 years old.
So I was closest.
So their shells can show a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Like with the information that they have, because you've got the age by looking at and it could also guess the temperature of the oceans like 200 years ago or something. Absolutely crazy. It made the news actually. This clam, and
must have been a slow news day.
So they grow. Yep. They called it Ming. Who was it? It was the male called it Ming the clam because it was during the period of the
Ming Dynasty.
Yes, that dynasty that went on. It was when it was.
That's
born.
when it was born. Oh,
Yeah.
right, wow.
Oh, sorry, I've got it all here. The clam was initially named Ming by Sunday Times journalist in reference to the Ming dynasty. Well done, John, the extra point for you. During which it was born. Yes. Later, the Icelandic researchers on the cruise which discovered the clam named it Hafrun, which is a woman's name which translates roughly as the mystery of the ocean, taken from half ocean and run mystery. Now, Marek, this made me think of you, actually. The actual sex of the clam, however, is unknown as its reproductive state was recorded as spent.
Ooh.
What's the logic behind that then?
What do you mean?
Spent. As in they couldn't decipher because it was...
Yeah, that's fine.
It was out of service. It was...
And that reminded you of...
Done with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Androgynous, like David Bowie.
Yeah, you sort of...
Well, just more of... it's unrecognisable now to what it was when at birth.
I imagine Marek looks quite similar to her when he was a baby.
Actually, do look very similar.
No, I mean your genitals.
Oh, what? Okay.
Sorry, as in I would describe Marek's genitals as spent.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
I'm not saying you look like a clam's dick.
my genitals look like broken, like 507-year-old. Like they spent 500 years in the ocean.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Oh, that's fine then.
I wasn't being horrible.
No, it's just factual.
Yeah,
If
it's
anything you know
factual.
from this podcast, that is genuine, not genuine.
Okay,
There.
good. Well, yeah.
So there you go.
Thanks for coming down, anyway. Thanks for giving us your
What a
time.
way to finish.
Well,
Oldest clam ever, and the oldest thing to live. Crazy. I will tell you this though. Yes, just for our own sake, the shell of the ocean clam is full of information. Not only can it be used to learn the age of the animal by counting lines on its shell, much like we count the rings of a tree. That's what you said. So a point for you there, Marek, as well. It can also be used to look at what marine environment was like in the past, because ocean quahogs are so long-lived, their shells can tell scientists how warm the seas were 300 years ago, and even how salty the sea was 150 years ago.
it's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Ryan, I just want to hand it over to you. Friend of the family, friend of the show, a band called Old, who also do the opening and outro theme for this podcast, as well as some of the music within
Yeah, I
sketches.
think they, weirdly, because it was recorded in the 70s, but the music for the Yorkshire Sports, weirdly they composed that back in the day.
That's madness.
Yeah.
Been around for a while.
They've got something going on, haven't they, Ryan? And maybe we could just give a moment to give them a little bit of a plug, as they're great friends and family.
And part of the show, really.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Well, just that they've got a gig, which is next...
Shut up. Future Ryan here. Just to say, obviously that gig's been cancelled for obvious reasons because of the virus. So I thought what I'd do instead is just play their new single, so you can have a listen to it, and maybe you can check them out online. So this is a song called "Never Wanted to Dance" by the guys who compose our theme tune, AULD. That's AULD, if you want to look them up online. And here's the song, so enjoy. And then we'll get back to the podcast.
I used to think I thought too much. Now I don't think I think enough. Never felt so young with my fashion shirts and stay relevant with drinks afterwards. I never wanted to dance. I never wanted to dance. I never wanted to dance until I danced with you. I never wanted to dance. I never wanted to dance. I never wanted to dance until I danced with you. Until I danced with you.
Climate change is going to destroy us all.
I don't know if we've got time for a very quick game of Who's at the Door.
Probably squeeze one in.
Squeeze a game of Who's at the Door in.
Yeah?
Yes,
okay.
please.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's at the door? Who's that? Who's that? Who's at the door? Who's that? Who's that? Who's at the door? It's a mystery.
Who's at the door this week?
That was weak there. And the look on his face.
Feeble, wasn't it? It's that feeble
Yeah,
old
exactly.
person.
It can be, so you know, any character, any person, anything basically.
Dead or alive, real or false?
And it's always a human.
No.
Okay.
We've had Stuart Little before.
Oh, that's true.
It could be a character, it could be anything, couldn't it?
I had Flipper originally.
I think I know what it is.
Ryan, who's at the door?
I think it's called Toadstool from Mario. Toad.
It's a great guess. Marek, who's at the door?
I was trying to think of something feeble that has been spent, and I think you may be using my genitals to knock on the door.
Ooh. Whoa. Who's at the door? Marek's genitals, could it be?
It's a good answer.
Back to John. Who is at the door?
I think it's Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns. Well, all great guesses. I can actually reveal that it was Mary Berry. It crossed his mind.
I knew it was.
Of course it was.
Do you know what?
Very brittle, very tender.
Do you know how I knew that?
Yeah.
Because I'd seen the other answer.
I know,
I'm
I
not
know.
going to say that. But then I thought he won't have done that.
Yeah. I triple bluff you. Well, what a way to end a fantastic show. Marek, thanks again for coming on to the show.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure was all ours.
Some of it was nice, some of it wasn't. No.
Yeah, well, we'll cook some stuff out.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. So I've been Matt Skillington, my dear friend here, John Patrick, another great friend of the family, friend of the show, Marek Larwood, and of course, good old-fashioned Ryan Howes. Check us out next week.
Bye.
Terrible features.
You have been listening to Seldom Differ's Terrible Features with Matt Skillington, John Patrick and Ryan Howes. Intro and outro theme by Old. You can follow them at Old Music on Instagram. If you want to follow the boys at Seldom Differ, you can get them at Twitter at Seldom Differ, Instagram Seldom_Differ, and Facebook at Seldom Differ Comedy. You should also subscribe at Seldom Differ on YouTube. Please do give us a 5-star rating and a review. We'd be unbelievably grateful. Thanks for listening.